What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Feels good to be back in the van again. Things got skimpy, honestly, to be honest with you. And if you're a driver, you already know this. That things are, things are kind of slowing down for the winter time. The rates are falling. Semi-trucks are driving for super cheap. A lot of semi-companies are parking their trucks, not driving anywhere. The big boys, they used to have contracts and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's nothing that we haven't gone through before. It's all good. Every winter is slower. I know, especially in the West, a lot of times in the winter time I don't go really anywhere myself. Maybe do a load in every couple of weeks, if even that. Maybe if even that. So, it just is what it is, Wintertime is usually slower for expediting, but with the fuel prices up and, with the rate per mile down, it's a little worse now, and the loads are a little, there's a little less loads altogether everywhere. There's a lot of competition out there. So, I mean, you just got to get through it, It ain't the end of the world. Other people, there's other folks that invest millions and millions of dollars into a business, hoping it's going to be good, hoping it's going to work. And then, if they last, great. If they don't, a lot of them are in debt for forever. A lot of them, will go out of business. So this is not a big investment. We're still making money. Even if we're driving for a little bit cheaper, we're still making money compared to the guys that don't and go in debt. Yeah, we're still doing all right. And hey, don't be alarmed. This happens every year. Expediting is just like a roller coaster. It's always up and down. Today I'm picking up some roll of linoleum or carpet, I don't know, from Spokane, and some bucket of glue. And it's really light apparently, and I'm taking it to Yakima, Washington, delivering direct. So see each other at pickup. Guys, quick note about the the rate per mile. So I did like my math, right? My insurance costs for this van costs $600 a month. Just almost. There's a couple dollar difference. So we'll round it off to 600. It's $600 a month. That leaves me, divide that by 30 days, which costs me $20 a day to operate. That's not counting fuel or anything else. So I don't have any maintenance fees as far as maintenance goes, because I do all the maintenance myself. It costs $140, anywhere between $120 to $140 for an oil change for me to do it myself, and to buy the OEM oil from the dealership, from Mercedes. So I did that, and then that per mile is pretty much a cent and almost a half. A penny and a half it costs me per mile just for that, to change the oil. Otherwise, I don't have any other operating costs. I don't have a note payment on the van or anything like that. It was purchased in cash. So I really have, $20 a day is all I lose. Where I'm going with this is, it's best to go and do a load, even if it's cheaper, even if it's at 85 cents or maybe even 80 cents a mile. It's better to go and make less money than go into a minus for the day and not drive anywhere. So that you guys, the folks that hold the rates and stuff, you guys want to make a difference in the world and say, hey, I'm not going to drive for cheaper, or I got a certain rate that I need to go to be able to drive, or whatever standards you have for yourself. I think it's silly, honestly. I mean, you can do whatever you want, do it your way, but me personally, I would rather go make less money than lose money. For me, it costs me $20 a day plus food, so easy 40 if I don't go anywhere, if I'm standing somewhere waiting for a load. For you, it might cost you more depending on how much your insurance is. Whatever your cost for insurance per month, divide that by 30, plus add some food to it, at least $20 to $30 for food for one whole day, and that's what you go into a minus with for the day if you do not move somewhere. So it's best to go for a cheaper rate than to sit around. Hope that makes sense. Showing you guys the load real quick. This is it. Bucket, box, roll of linoleum. Kind of ugly if you ask me, but hey, somebody's happiness right here. So we gotta get there before 5. I got a boogie. And I'm sitting here waiting, wondering why is this thing keep pumping and pumping? Look at this. The pump never turned off. Bunch of idiots here. Yeah, this is the stuff that you deal with sometimes. I don't know, what do you think, a gallon or 2? Somewhere around there, about 2 gallons, 10 bucks worth. I'm sure it is crappy to be this guy. I don't know what he did. Maybe he was just sleeping or what he did, but a lot of times when drivers are resting like that at a rest area, they can really legally pull up to them and do an inspection, check their paperwork, do whatever they want. Since it's a commercial vehicle, you know, you're gonna be sleeping there yourself in a regular car. I mean, yeah, you could open the window, say, hey, what's up, you know, see you later, you know, what do you want from me, you know. But if you do step into, I mean, technically, if you do step into him wanting to search you or, you know, stuff like that, you guys know what happens. I mean, it's not rocket science. Basically, it's best to just, you know, give them what they want and be done with the situation if you're in a situation. Otherwise, you could be a smarty pants, you know, and do it your own way. But hey, you know, I always just kind of let it be. If they need to look, they can look. If they need to search, they can search, whatever, you know. Why make the situation worse than it is? Why waste more of your time than this should be wasted? Either way, if they've got some kind of suspicion, they need to check you, they're going to be checking you, so it's all good. that was it for delivery. Super smooth and easy. I got there, I went and checked in at the office. They found a guy. He came and grabbed one piece. I carried in the rest. He signed for it, and we're done. Right now, I'm heading to grab me a McRib. Supposedly, I was just filling up and got $1 off at Chevron. So I saved myself like $13. McRibs are supposedly back at McDonald's, and I love the McRib sandwich, so I'm gonna go get me a McRib, and then we're gonna chit chat about the birds and the bees. Not exactly, but you know, the expediting birds and bees. Look at the beautiful view behind me. Look at that. Rain out there, rain out there. I mean right there, yeah. Rain out there. Maybe snow up in the mountains. And just, what was it, 20 miles? Not even, about 20 miles, maybe a little more, maybe 22. It was 50 something degrees. I was wearing a t-shirt out there when I was getting unloaded. Now I just drive up the hill over here through the little pass, and all of a sudden it says it's 38, but it feels a little colder. So wanted to chit chat with you guys real quick, just explanation, or I don't know, so you guys get so you guys hear it from a person behind the desk as well, not just behind the wheel. Not just behind, you know, somebody who just drives, doesn't know what's going on. Somebody who, you know, there's a lot of drivers that have a lot of their own opinions about stuff. And those opinions are just opinions. They're not sitting behind a desk. They don't own a company. They don't, you know, travel all over the place like, you know, like the rest of our drivers do, and know the situation everywhere. So the current situation is rates are down. It's not a secret, you know. I, you know, slowly tell people, hey, it might be 85, it might be $1. It just depends what we're doing, what kind of load we're doing, what kind of broker we're doing, how many people have, you know, dipped their fingers in that load. It all depends on that. It's not just us trying to keep a lot of your money or something like that, hold it, not give it to you, and so on and so forth. Because guess what? If you're not loaded, we didn't make anything. So that's how it works. We could have bid all day long. All these loads are bid board loads. So unless, you know, sometimes brokers do have them, and sometimes they do just call us out of the blue and just say, hey man, you got anybody over there and over there? Then we tell them yes or no, give them a rate, and then they, you know, sometimes they have it in hand already. It's only 10%, 15% of the time. Everything else is bid board loads, so stuff that's on the board that the broker doesn't even have. How it works is broker gets emailed or sees it on their boards, something that a customer, a potential customer of theirs is how I would call it, posts on there. So he takes that post that, you know, a shipper is looking to ship. It could also be another big brokerage company too that they have, and they just, you know, can't cover it, so they're looking for somebody else. So a broker who does not have the load goes on that bid board, copies and pastes everything, puts it on our bid board as a carrier bid board. And then what we do is we bid on the load. If we have the vehicle, we bid on that load, wait 20 minutes. If we win, we send the driver the addresses as soon as we get them. If we don't win the load, we move on to the next one. Every single load, we do not have it in our pocket. Every single load, we bid on it. It takes 20 minutes to get an answer. Just so you guys know, it's not a joke. It's not a made-up story. It's how it is. We wait 20 minutes on every single load. So that's why throughout the day we're so busy for every single driver bidding everything, and hopefully can get something. As far as the rates go, it's not a joke. Semi trucks right now, dry vans, step decks, flatbeds are driving for under $2 a mile and right up $2 a mile, sometimes just a little hair bit more. I have friends in Spokane area that I know that are standing in line because the company they're with, they own their own semi-trucks. The company that they're with has people, has the drivers on the waiting list. So a driver's ready to go and there's no loads, or their loads are really cheap and they do not want to go for those prices. So they sit and wait until something decent comes out with a decent price. And it's just a wait, you know. They're waiting until they go, until they load one driver, second driver, and they're just in line waiting to go. So not even everybody gets out the same day. Sometimes they wait a half a week or a week. That's just how it works. So I hope that explains to you guys. Rates are a bit down. Yeah, sometimes you got to go for 85 cents a mile. Sometimes maybe 80 cents a mile. Sometimes, you know, we can get $1 a mile if it's something that's, you know, it depends on the broker. If the broker has it and we know that they have a rate, you know, a decent rate into it, not a lot of finger dipping is involved in there, then they could still, you know, get a decent pay on it. But not even everybody. They're still shopping around. They're still calling. Even brokers right now are shopping around. Even the good ones that usually when they call us, they say book it right away. Before we get off the phone, they already give us the load. Right now, there ain't none of that. They're calling around companies, they're shopping around. So we just got to get through this tough time. It's not even that tough. It's just a little bit of extra work, that's all. Like I brought up as examples, you could be doing your own business, doing something else, and, you know, give a price on something, and then all of a sudden half of your equipment, you know, or a quarter of it either breaks down or has an issue. You got to go buy something new. You make less money on the job. It's the same thing with trucking. Today in this area you can make good money. Tomorrow in a different area it could be slow and bad. The next day a driver can show up to the same supposedly bad area yesterday, and then there would be no other drivers there, and we're good to go and he can get going. So you never know. You never know. We just gotta go with it, roll with it, tough it out, so on and so forth. Look how tall the van sits up with the sumo springs. The front end lifted up a little bit. The rear stands up like that, but they're not even touching in the rear, I don't think. Let's look and see. They're not sitting on top of it. There's no way. Yeah, they're not sitting on top, but you can see my yellows. I've got an inch until, you know, an inch until they drop down and touch that rear differential. So guys, I'm gonna roll home. I've got another load to pick up tomorrow. It's been slow even for me, but I don't have to go anywhere because I can sit in the office and load you guys. So I just get out to go clear my head, to make another video, and to show you guys what this is all about. Kind of a little bit of training for some people. Besides that, I don't really have to go. I really don't. I can sit in the office and I'll make more money in the office actually than you know, than on the road. But I do it for you guys so you guys see what this is all about, how to do it, and hopefully get you guys into making some money doing expediting.